Hi Geminis, it's me, Jess, owner of My Taropist. Welcome back to my channel. If you're back again, welcome here. If you're new here, if you are new, I hope you stick around. I'm about to do what I call a My Taropist session, which is a general reading. It's my signature spread that I do for all the signs every month. And it is basically an overall energy check where I take a look at your mental energy, your interpersonal relationships, what's bothering or distressing you, if anything, and then also take a look at your mental energy, or I'm sorry, your emotional energy. We already took a look at your mental. Well, we will in a second, so stay tuned. And then at the end, if we have time, I'll go ahead and give you some advice, maybe see what the predictive outcome is. We'll see, who knows? It's whatever and however spirit leads. So come along for the journey. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so the messages will not resonate for every single Gemini, but my hope and my prayer always is that if you stick around till the end, friend, there will be at least one message that does resonate for you and your current situation. So these readings are timeless. So whenever you have found this reading, friend, that's when you're supposed to watch it. So definitely watch it. All right. Awesome. Thank you guys for being here. I have already shuffled your energy into this deck. So if you would do me this little favor, this is what I call an energy connect, okay? This is where I connect with your energy, friend. Take a look into my eyes on whatever device or screen you are watching on, and take a deep breath with me. Ready, and okay, now I'm going to split the deck toward you. If you are back again and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I really appreciate it. I'm so close to my very first goal on this channel in terms of subscribers. And when I reach that goal, I hope to do like a giveaway or like a free reading or something fun and special for y'all. It will enable me to finally get my own domain on YouTube. So it'll be YouTube/My Taropist. I'm really trying to get there. So yeah, please do that for me. Thanks, friends. I don't recall. Did I split the deck toward you? Either which way, guys, let's look at the bottom of the deck. So we have for you the Sun card. I am using my Yu-Gi-Oh! Tarot deck for your reading, which is actually the deck that I learned to read on. I did not learn to read on a Rider-Waite deck or Thoth or one of the other, I learned on Yu-Gi-Oh! Tarot, which is based on Japanese mythology and history, and it's the meanings of the cards are a little bit different. Some of them are a little bit different than Rider-Waite. And I had retired this deck, you guys, but it was the one that really wanted to come out for you. And it has been thoroughly cleansed because it has such sentimental value for me. But it's been thoroughly cleansed, so I am definitely pleased to use it for you. However, I will say this, it's been a minute, so bear with me because it might be just a little slow as I'm like working the kinks out. It's like riding a bike again, right, guys? When you haven't used a deck for a minute, especially if it's so different than the ones you've been using. Okay, so it looks like you guys are coming into a season of harmony and of things moving forward. You might have had some blockages in the recent past, especially when it comes to your mental energy. Some of you might have had some mental health issues that you had to heal from. 8 of Swords, 4 of Swords, right? And underneath that, 10 of Wands. So I do feel like some of you had some burdens. They might have been, thoughts or things that were plaguing your mind with this sword, sword energy being here, which for me as a reader, 9 times out of 10 has to do with your mental, right? So you might have had and some of you might have been physical health, but I feel like a lot of this was kind of like mental health. They're going that feeling of like feeling burdened to the point where you feel kind of maybe stuck. Maybe you were trying to figure some things out, trying to get clear on some things, especially when it came to your future and looking toward your future, where you wanted to go, where your life was headed, that sort of thing, or the next step to take maybe in your path. I don't see like any major cycle changes or anything that would indicate that, except that you did drop drop a burdensome cycle. So maybe you had too much on your plate. Maybe you're feeling overstressed and you had to really take a break and take a step back from those burdens, from whatever it was that was kind of stressing you out, friend. You dropped something in your life, right? You dropped a big load. Some toilet humor for you. You dropped a big load, Gemini friends, right? And you've been resting up and getting, your strength and your stability back, and, working on, again, your mental health, I feel like, for a lot of you. And so as you're kind of coming clear, it's like, you've pierced these clouds, right? You've come through, and you realize, like, how green everything is below you. When, sometimes it takes a storm for us to really appreciate the good that we have, right? Sometimes it takes a storm to provide water and nourishment and healing for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I've said this to people before in personal readings, but it's like sometimes, spirit, it's not like spirit causes bad things to happen in your life, but sometimes we don't listen and we are doing too much, right? And overburdening ourselves to the point where spirit's like, okay, I'm going to give you I'm going to allow you to endure this little storm, because this is going to give you the awakening or the release that is needed for you to take some time to pull away, to recharge your batteries, and to give you, what it is that you need in order to grow and bloom in this next coming season of your life, or with the next step that I have for you, friends. So now that you've come through that, I feel like you guys are moving forward, 3 of Wands to the 10 of Cups, to a really beautiful season, you guys. Like, you have really stuck it out, okay? So whatever it was that was burning, you fought through some shit, okay? You guys fought through your storm, my Gemini friends, and you're getting rewarded for it, because now you're coming into the season, Sun card, 10 of Cups, of happiness, of joy, things starting to move forward for you quickly, right? You've overcome some obstacles with the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tarot deck is really all about finding balance. The things that are difficult, like being able to push through against all odds, right? And so that's what you've done. You've pushed through against all odds. You've dropped these burdens. You've allowed yourself some time to pull back for some R&R, some rest, recuperation, whatever it was you need to do. Work on your physical health, work on your mental health. And now you're in this season of, you're moving into this season, into this next stage and phase of your life. You guys, it's going to bring you so much happiness and joy and emotional fulfillment and bliss. And it's because you guys fought through that storm and you were able to overcome. What a beautiful, I'm your reading right there. Can it get better? That's freaking amazing. Okay, but that was just your pre-shuffle message. I can't wait to see what we have for you. Congratulations on pushing through that storm, friends, and getting onto the other side and getting to this place of harmony, balance, joy, renewed, right? It's like the sun has come out now. After the storm is the sun. I love your message. I love your reading already. You endured that shit. You pushed through that shit. You fought the fuck through it, and you allowed yourself time to rest and recover from whatever traumas or dramas or burdens that you guys were going through. Congratulations, friends. Wow, what's going on in the mental energy of my Geminis? That was just beautiful. I have full body chills. I love it. Wow, what's going on in the mental energy of my Gemini friends? What is going on in the mental energy of my Gemini friends? What is going on in the mental energy of my Gemini friends? I know it's been a minute since we've worked together, my friend Yu-Gi-Oh! Tarot. You still got it in you. I believe in you. There you go. See, sometimes you just got to talk to your deck a little bit. All right, what do we have here? We have the 9 of Pentacles. See? What? Ooh, the Hierophant underneath that. Interesting. Some of you might have a Taurus on the brain. Moon card, some of you might have a Pisces on the brain. Or Cancer or Scorpio. For me as a reader, moon card can be interchangeable for the water signs. But more importantly, I think what's happening here, and underneath that, you've got the 2 of Wands and the 6 of Swords underneath that, following the 7 of Swords. So yeah, this is basically reiterating for the most part, the message in your pre-shuffle message. So I feel like mentally you guys are coming into this time of abundance where you're starting to feel better, and you're coming into a better mental space. Some of you might have been going to therapy. I feel like for a lot of you, you might have been doing some shadow work in therapy, or talking to some kind of a spiritual or other type of mentor, right? Again, I'm feeling strong therapy energy here, where you're able to kind of, with the help and guidance of somebody, work through some deeper, darker issues or things that you were really struggling with, maybe some fears or worries or concerns that you really had buried deep within, friends. And so it's like you were able to, I think, through talking through and working through some things, kind of get your balance and get some balance and harmony back into your lives in your mental space, right? Because we're in your mental energy, right? And so again, for some of you, if you weren't doing this with somebody else, I feel like on your own, you've maybe, again, work through some deeper, darker issues that maybe you had some suppressed, again, some fears, some worries, some concerns, maybe childhood issues or other kinds of issues that, you know, were deep down within. Again, doing that real serious shadow work to kind of push through and get some counseling and mentorship and setting. I'm hearing writing too. For some of you, maybe you've been journaling through some of your issues, okay? Maybe some of you have even found some like old journals or old writings that you did or wrote, or drawings or paintings with this one energy. If you're artistic or creative in some way, you know, like old projects that you had worked on, and maybe it kind of brought some things out that you had forgotten about. You know what I mean, friend? But I feel like either which way, the energy here is you guys pushing through that mental, like whatever mental blockages or obstacles that you had that were kind of troubling you. I think by doing this deep inner work, okay, friends, you are really able to come out on the other side of that. Sorry, I'm trying to pick up the cards while I'm talking to you. So by doing this deep inner work, friends, okay, you were able, some of you art therapy, I'm hearing, I feel like I've heard that for you guys before, Gemini. So some of my Geminis that must watch my readings must be creatives in some way. Maybe not all of you. That's okay if you're not, friend, okay? You don't even have to be a creative to keep a journal or to vision board or to whatever the fuck you do. You know what I mean? Scrapbooking. Who cares? Okay, anyway. I mean, we care, but you know what I mean. Okay, so, but through that, you guys were able to push through the challenges and move to calmer, clearer waters, right? You see the juxtaposition here. This is where you were, right? Chaos, confusion, like obstacles, you know, thorns on your bushes. I don't know why my mind is like in a weird place tonight, you guys. You pushed through that shit, okay? And you came out on the other side, and now you're blooming and you're blossoming, okay? Underneath that Queen and King of Pentacles, some of you might have also found like a romantic partner, a soulmate, or maybe you had a soulmate or romantic. Also, some of you parents, okay? It might have been one or both of your parents that also helped you through this with that Six of Cups energy being there as well, okay? Or some of the issues that maybe you had to work with might have been with regard to a parental figure or some, again, like I said, childhood things, right? Some of you also might have been a partner or a higher level of commitment that you are in that also maybe your partner helped you through this season, okay? Take it as it resonates for you, friend. But either way, you guys are looking good right now. You're in this Nine of Pentacles, pre-Empress, male or female, doesn't matter, but in that pre-Empress energy where you're really focused on yourselves. You're really taking the time to do what it is that you need to do to make sure that you are your healthiest, you are your happiest, you're your most well, you are your most abundant in every area and aspect of your life. And it's really paying off. So all of that work, like you guys have fought through some shit. I can feel that. And I see it in the cards too. So I'm just saying, like, everything that you've been doing to work on your health and your healing, you guys, has been because you're in a really good space right now. I feel like you've come clear of some really difficult and challenging things. So, and I'm hearing like in the last year, or maybe a couple years, not just, I don't feel like this is energy that's, we're reading current energy, you guys, but what I'm really getting is that this has been a long time coming. Like your journey to get clear and to heal and all of those things and work through some stuff has been like going on, I'm feeling and hearing like at least for a year for a lot of you, okay? There may have been some more recent things come up, but I feel like the recent energy is you kind of starting to come to the other side of it, right? Okay. Okay, so what is going on in the interpersonal relationships of my Gemini friends? What is going on in the interpersonal relationships of my Gemini friends? Thank you, Spirit. What is going on in the interpersonal relationships of my Geminis? Thank you, Spirit. Oops. Whoa, okay. It was like nothing and then whoop, everything at once. Okay. Oh, this is great, you guys. Okay, so again, you might have also there may have been someone that you haven't been speaking to. Now, keep in mind, when I'm reading interpersonal in my therapist sessions, you guys, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're talking about a romantic connection. It could be, okay? But do take it as it resonates for you, friend. So it could be a romantic partner or more than one, or people that you might be talking to or crushing on or dating. It could be a family member or relative. It could be a friend or a coworker or coworkers. You know what I mean? It's anyone that's in your social circle. Okay. So, oftentimes it'll show up like a love reading, and take it as if it does resonate that way for you, but it could also be, any of the other things that I mentioned. Okay. So just a little disclaimer for you guys. So there was somebody that I feel like you were not speaking to in your life. Okay. It could have been, Page of Swords energy. It could have been another, Gemini, or it could have been a Libra, Aquarius. It doesn't have to be though, you guys. But somebody that I feel like you were kind of trying to suss the situation out. For some of you, this was somebody that was just not like a little bit resistant here with this Four of Cups energy to kind of communicate or reciprocate some kind of loving communication or feelings. Okay, friend? This could be a situation where you were kind of trying to figure out, is this situation going to have legs? Is this something that could last? Okay. Is this person like in it for the long haul? Is this connection or this situation gonna stand the test of time? Or is it time to call it quits? So for some of you, that was kind of a consideration, and you're kind of taking a step back to kind of examine the situation and to get all the information you needed to see things from all sides before you communicate with this person. But I feel like if you've been at a distance or closed off from somebody, or maybe you haven't been communicating with them, okay? I feel like the communication is going to begin soon with this Eight of Wands being here next to this Four of Cups, okay? So if you weren't, again, someone that you were not speaking to or have not been speaking to for a while, either you or this person, I feel like they'll still have your eye on each other, okay? There was still some like spying, some stalking, maybe like checking each other's social media out or that kind of a thing, okay? It's like you guys still were keeping tabs, you or them or both of you, okay? But there was this failure to communicate or express some kind of feelings or to have some kind of a communication with this person. I feel like things in this connection might have gone stagnant for a while. It's like, I feel it's like this energy of like where one of you pulled back your energy from the other for a time, but the other person like really wanted to have victory, okay? There could have been an ending in the past. If this was somebody that you were in a higher level of commitment with, like marriage, maybe there was a divorce situation for some, not for everybody. But I do feel like a cycle that you were in with this person ended. It could have been due to an injustice of some kind. It didn't have to be necessarily that you or the other person did each other dirty, but there was some sort of injustice that caused an ending to this connection at some point, or caused things to kind of become stagnant. Maybe some information came to light where one you or the other person just wasn't really being fair. And again, it could have just been a matter of somebody wasn't reciprocating equally, right? But I feel like somebody has wanted to come forward and communicate and break the silence, and I feel like the silence is about to be broken. Let me see what's coming up here. What can we expect with this Eight of Wands energy connected to this Four of Cups energy? Thank you, Spirit. What can we expect with this Eight of Wands energy connected to this Four of Cups energy? Thank you, Spirit. King of Pentacles. Okay. So this could be a father figure for some. It could be a boss for some of you, or somebody else, or another coworker that you work with, especially if they're older than you. This could also be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay. So I do feel like, okay, and then on the bottom of the deck is we have the Six of Cups. So it does feel like for a lot of you, it could be a relative, to be honest, that you were separated from at a distance from, or not communicating with, okay? And maybe you have been thinking about this person and having a lot of memories about this person. So for some of you, if this is like a father figure, maybe you've been having your father on your mind a lot, and revisiting a lot of memories about the, that you have about your father, okay? Or maybe an old boss or coworker for some, or both, and it could be another relative, that's like a parental kind of a figure to you, or a friend that's a parental sort of figure to you, someone maybe a bit older than you. So I feel like you've kind of been in this energy of a lot of nostalgia, okay? And so I do feel like if it's a situation where there's been distance or lack of communication, again, I do feel like this person could be coming back around, for some of you, to communicate. Maybe if this is romantic, I feel like if it's romantic, this person could be coming back around, maybe to offer you higher level of commitment, maybe to express that they see you as a potential soulmate. If this is a situation where you're in a romantic connection with someone and you guys took a break, or there's a step back, that story that I was saying before, because maybe you weren't sure if this was going to go the distance, if this was going to have legs, then I do feel like in that case, yeah, it is. This person wants to have commitment, higher level of commitment with you, and they will come forward and communicate that with you, okay? Now, for those of you where this is like a parental figure, or a relative, or someone that you are missing and longing for and having memories, it does feel like that energy staying kind of in the past. So maybe you're communicating about the feeling of loss, that you feel about this person, communicating, or thinking about continuing to reminisce on old memories that you have of this person. You might be expressing yourself in ways of like maybe talking with other relatives, or again, if you are in therapy or something like that, starting to express yourself about this person. Maybe you're at this place now where those memories are not so tender, to the point where you're not holding it in anymore, and it's not just something that's inside your head, but now you're talking to other people about this person that you're missing, okay? Okay, so again, that's going to be different for all of you, so do take it as it resonates for you, friends. But either way, I feel like things are starting to, either you're starting to open up, or someone else is coming back around to open up and communicate with you, okay? Or you might be moving toward them and being like, hey, I want to commit. If this resonates on a romantic sense, if it's a romantic sense, I see this moving forward, okay? And moving toward commitment, potentially, that this person could be your soulmate. If it's not, and if it's about, again, it resonated about a relative or a coworker or friend or something, then I think it's more of like this energy of you finally feeling open to like express how you feel about this person, or your thoughts about this person, maybe talk to other people. If you've been kind of withdrawn and just in this energy of, reminiscing and having those memories inside, it's now going to be outwardly expressed, okay? Okay. You may be going to visit, also could be going to visit somebody for something to do with this individual that you're missing, okay? Okay, so what is bothering or distressing my Geminis? Thank you, Spirit. What is bothering or distressing my Geminis? Thank you, Spirit. What is bothering or distressing? King of Cups, Temperance, Strength, the World. Wow. Okay. Some of you are waiting for a new beginning with somebody, okay? The card that came out for you was the King of Cups. So you could have a water sign male on your mind. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And I feel like for a lot of you, I feel like for a lot of you that interpersonal isn't romantic. Some of you it is, but I feel like for some of you, that King of Pentacles character is like a father or relative. Okay, I'm moving on, because I feel like down here, this feels more romantic, what you're dealing with, what's bothering you. It could be similar energy. So if it did resonate in a romantic sense, then it's sort of the same message for you, friend, where it's like, I feel like you've been kind of healing from something with regard to a romantic connection, or been waiting a really long time and trying to get the strength up to like really start, like you want a new cycle with this person, but I feel like you needed to be stronger. They needed to be strong. Someone needed to kind of heal and get stronger in order to have this new beginning. I feel like there was a struggle in the past with you and this person, and I feel like it might have been over someone's ability to communicate, or maybe even to offer commitment, like long-term commitment, to have that come through. It might have not been directly related to commitment, but it was like there was some kind of an issue with communication, a struggle to communicate, or a struggle to kind of get something going and off the ground and moving forward. It was taking a really long time for you guys to have victory in a certain area. And I feel like there were some old wounds and hurts related to this. It could have definitely been with regard to a higher level of commitment. But either way, friends, I do feel like there's been a lot of time. Let me dive a little bit deeper. What is going on with this King of Cups? Why is this King of Cups bothering or distressing my Geminis? Why is this King of Cups bothering or distressing my Geminis? Because the Eight of Cups, Judgment. Ace of Cups, Death. I do feel this energy of like some of you definitely have had somebody on the mind that I feel like was a relative, okay? 4 Wands, Death card. I feel like that some of you have lost somebody that you loved and cared about very deeply. I don't feel like it was super recent. But it's in your past. It feels like past energy. Do you know what I mean? It may, like, what I mean is, like, I don't know if it was necessarily like this past week or couple weeks or even month, you know, but I feel like there's somebody that you guys have still, like, there's a bit of this energy of like mourning the loss of somebody, and of you having to push past something from the past, like move forward. Like there's a loss that you've experienced, and there's a part of yourself that I feel like died too. Do you know what I mean? There was a part of you that died too. And I feel like in this energy, it's like there's still a little bit of emotional vulnerability and rawness connected to this energy. And even though you guys have, I feel like, made peace with things, and you're looking forward to like a sense of renewal when it comes to your heart space and your emotions, like it's like you're starting to kind of, I feel like, learn to trust again, to be vulnerable, to open your hearts again to a certain extent. Do you know what I mean? You're learning how to celebrate life again and all those kinds of things. Do you know what I mean? You're looking forward to the new and the sense of renewal and renewed purpose in your lives. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like your hearts are still missing someone, and they're still like, even though you're pushing past and moving through that and leaving those like that emotional, like, even though you're moving through the sadness, I don't want to say pushing past it. It's like, even though you're moving through the sadness and the loss and kind of embracing the changes that are happening within you as you are moving through this, it's sort of like this sense of growth. Do you know what I mean? It's like sort of this, like when we become adults and we have, you know, we shed layers throughout the years as we're evolving and emerging to become the butterfly that we are meant to be, so to speak. You know what I mean? I know it's a very flowery way of putting it, but it's like we go through many transformations and metamorphoses in life. And sometimes when we experience a loss, especially loss of a loved one or someone that we like really, or a friend, I'm getting friend and family energy here, but it's like somebody that was part of what kept us balanced and what we had so much like emotional connection to. And so it's like when we lose that person, we also lose a bit of a sense of ourselves, and an old version of ourselves dies too. Do you know what I mean? And so I feel like that's what's happening for you guys. It's like an old version of yourself has died so that a new version can emerge. Okay. And this new version of yourselves is emerging in this season. And I feel like you're kind of like, it might feel at this time, even though there's a lot of emotional growth happening for you, it's also, there's still this element of sadness and loss that you're still also working through in this season. Okay, so it's like you guys are metamorphosizing, you're growing, and you're changing and evolving. For some of you, it might be a particular relationship that's growing and evolving, especially if it was like a romantic relationship, especially if you're connected to a water sign. For some of you, I do feel like that relationship itself might be evolving and changing in this season, and maybe that's a little bit uncomfortable right now. But I do feel like whatever you've lost, I feel like you're gaining something new. It's like a new part of yourself is emerging, even as you're shedding these old parts of yourself, and also in doing so, maybe simultaneously shedding or releasing or letting go, like people in your life that you've had to say goodbye to in this season, you know? Okay, what is going on in the emotional energy of my Geminis? What's going on in the emotional energy of my Geminis? Knight of Pentacles, something coming slow. What is it? What is it? Communication coming slow, victory coming slow, maybe? Like you guys are pushing, like you guys are in fight or I was going to say, I almost said fight or flight. Some of you are like, you're either fighting or you're fleeing. Okay. Some of you like are coping with some shit. Okay. And you're doing one or the other right now. Okay. You're fighting or you're flying. But I feel like for some of you, maybe you're wanting to move, maybe you're starting a new job for some, moving in a new direction in your lives and moving toward your victory, but maybe it's coming a little bit slowly. So for some of you, if maybe you're looking for a new job, maybe it's like the offers taking a while to come in for someone to communicate like, hey, this is for you. For some of you, it's some other goal, some other tangible goal or something in your life that you're trying to work toward or achieve some victory. And it may be coming in slow. This is emotional though. Let's see. But I feel like that's the same thing. It's that energy from what's bothering or distressing you. It's like slowly you're getting your sense of stability back emotionally. You're moving toward your victory. I feel like some of you are really like standing your ground, and really standing up for yourselves in this season in a way that maybe you didn't before. Like guarding and protecting your emotions, guarding and protecting yourself, like standing your ground, fighting against any obstacle that would try to come against you. It's like you guys are being your own best advocate for your stability and groundedness and growth in your emotional space in this season. It's like you're really protecting yourselves emotionally. I feel like some of you have been hurt and done dirty, but you're determined to have, again, it's like you're pushing through, again, this sadness and this loss and this emotional, like some of you literally went through a season of depression, right? But you're pushing through that to get your happiness back, to get your emotional stability and happiness back. You're fighting. It's almost like for some of you, sometimes it might feel like you're fighting a losing battle is what I'm hearing for some of you. It seems impossible to really get to this place of emotional harmony and balance and stability, but you're doing it anyway, friends. You're doing it anyway. And I feel like you're really protecting and guarding yourself in this season because it's like you see that emotional balance and stability as like your victory, right? Your happiness, your joy, your stability, your abundance. It's like your victory in an emotional sense, right? And you're really, really, and you've been hurt before. You've been here before, friend. You have battle scars to prove it. You've had experienced multiple losses is what I'm feeling, right? But you're pushing through that, friends. And you're very slowly but surely doing what it is that you need to do in order to experience, again, the stability and the emotional maturity and safety, like protecting yourself that you need in this time. For some of you, you might be, again, there's strong energy of like, maybe talk therapy, medication. For some of you might have gone on some medications or taking some kind of substances that are helping you to kind of get that stability back or fight through, especially if this is connected to your mental health as well, the emotional and mental being connected, right, friend? So, but I do feel like you are slowly but surely starting to come on the other side of this, right? Coming on the other side of this energy of feeling like, like you're having, like you're pushing against all odds or whatever, like coming to the other side of that uphill battle. Like you're that salmon pushing upstream and you're now on the other side of it, you know? So I feel like it's getting there for you slowly but surely, friend. And it's funny, the mental and emotional energy is very, very similar. It's like here you're the 9 of Pentacles and here in your mental space. And it's like in your emotional space, you're working through all that shit, right? Like that moon card that we saw, like you're working with the Hierophant, you're doing the deep dive and the healing spiritually. And that all those things, mental, emotional, and spiritual, are all aligning to bring you the full sense of harmony and balance that we saw here, right? With this 10 of Pentacles. So here's the Knight in your emotional energy, bringing that last pentacle up to your head. Like your emotions are like, okay, we're finally pushing through that very last bit. Here you go, mind. We can finally have the stability and abundance and security that we really needed, right? We finally pushed through all of that stuff and to our victory here. And now here we are reaping the rewards. So I feel like you guys are coming to a much more stable, secure, good place. And I feel like a lot of you are doing a lot of, again, self-evaluation. Like you're being very introspective. You're really like looking at yourselves in the new way, okay? As you're emerging from that cocoon, friends. Whew, wow, Geminis. Some of you might have Cancer that you are dealing with, or Cancer in your life with this Chariot card here. Okay. So we have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy most heavily in terms of people in your reading today, friend. All right. Let's see. What shall we do? Should we do some advice or predictive outcome? Let's do the predictive outcome. Let's see what's coming up in the near future for my Geminis. What's coming up in the near future? I don't think I need to give you all advice. It seems like you guys are on track and doing all the right things. So kudos to you. The 7 of Pentacles wanted to come out. So I think just have patience, you guys. Patience. Have some patience because things are slowly but surely like coming together and you're coming clear of some shit. That's the truth. And you're coming into this new season, I feel like, where things are going to start looking up for you, friends, if they're not already, okay? Yeah, and here you go. So, well, you got the 5 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, right? And then you got the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. So I do feel like you guys, and then the 2 of Cups on the bottom, that this is beautiful energy. Some of you might be starting, and the Emperor on the bottom. Some of you might be entering into a new relationship, maybe with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries energy, also Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So it could be anyone, literally. But that's not for everyone. I think the prominent, the prominent energy here is that you guys are getting control back of your emotions, especially, like very much so in this season. That's your strongest message. You're seeing things clearly for what they are. You're really like learning to trust your own intuition. Again, some of you are going through some kind of counseling, spiritual counseling, guidance. I've got the Hierophant, the High Priestess, and the Moon card. So I do feel like a lot of you are doing that deep inner work, shadow work, therapy, whatever it is that you're doing to spiritual work, you know, again, some kind of a practice, I feel like, where you guys are either you're mentoring yourselves or someone's helping to mentor you and bring you out of this season, right? So you can come to this place of getting back control. It's like you guys are determined to take back control of your lives, back control of your emotional space, control of your finances. So for some of you in the near future, if you were going through a time where you're feeling either energetically, bodily, so like not physically well, or financially depleted, you're getting some news soon or some offer or something coming in for you, friend. For some of you, it's literally like medication, especially if it's like a mental health issue, but it doesn't have to be. Either way, you're coming into this new season where something new is coming for you that's going to offer you stability and abundance. You might not see it quite yet, but when you see it, it's going to help things to be very clear for you. I think a lot of you are, again, coming to a time of mental, emotional, physical, spiritual balance and stability, and coming away from a season where you were feeling depleted in more than one way. Again, could have been an illness of some kind. Could have just been energetically depleted, down, distressed, you know, dejected. For some of you, again, financial instability. Could have been all of those things for some of you, you know. But you're coming into this season. Things are looking phenomenal coming into the future. So that is your past, friend. That Five of Pentacles energy, that's the past. You're getting clear mentally, you're getting clear emotionally, you're getting your stability back. There's some new opportunities coming in. Expect communication in the near future that could help you toward that end, reach whatever goals that you have in mind for yourselves, or just to help you to come to this place of harmony. Now, for those of you, now again, I don't do love readings in this necessarily, but there is strong energy in this reading for those of you who have been waiting for commitment. That commitment could be coming for you, especially if you were already dealing with somebody and you weren't really sure, like, if it was going the distance, or maybe you've been on a break or something like that. For those of you, I do feel like you could be with your soulmate, or your soulmate could be coming, and there is an offer coming for you, okay? And I believe we have more than one soulmate, so so much, but this has been a pleasure, you guys. Thank you so much, my Geminis. I hope that you enjoyed your My Taropist session. If you did, please give this video a like, and please subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends about it. Leave a comment and let me know how it did resonate and which messages resonated for you, especially. Cheers to you, friends. In the meantime, in between time, don't forget to book a session with the real therapist. All right. Cheers.